as I described to you guys, when you're coming back trying to get your feet wet and get in the game, you got to learn everything all over again. So I'm taking you guys through the stages and, progressions of what you have to go through when you're in the game, when you're trying to, get you some money and you're trying to stay relevant in the streets. Anyhow, I was in my 1973 Impala sitting at the gas station. It didn't have no rims on it because I had just, came back and I was trying to transition to get a little bit of money or whatever. And I heard somebody say, "Hey, what's up, boy?" And I looked up and it was Big Man. And for anybody that know him or don't know him, I'm going to leave it as Big Man because like I say, if you've been watching so far, I'm following this audio book that I'm creating. I don't name drop often. He walked up to me and said, "Hey, I don't care how much money you got. I don't know if you got money. That don't matter." He said, "I don't have short-term memory loss. I need you to know that $1,200 that I owe you, I'm willing to give you something on it." And boom, 2 days later, he called me, came to my mama's house. He gave me $600. I was like, wow. If he wouldn't have gave me the other 600, it would have been a bonus because he the first guy that ever did that. I had been on vacation and he walked up to me and he wanted to, give me what he said he owed me. I had forgot all about it. Anyhow, he came back another 2 days, boom, hit me off with another six. So he was like, "Bro, I need you." So I say, "How you need me?" He was like, I could bring you with me to show you some things and you could show me or you could go and take me where you get it from. So even swap no swindle. He took me and showed me a part of the game that I had been overlooking that was right under my nose for the whole time. And a lot of hustlers look it. And I'm gonna try to explain this and be very brief with it, but I'm gonna try to give it to you the best way I can, even though I'm not dancing anymore, but the music is still ringing in my ear. He took me and showed me something that we started calling buttons. It was like a little shot glass. I gotta get into detail. Ain't no way for me not to explain it. He had like a little shot glass, and he'll drop a little seven in there, and he wouldn't jiggle it. He wouldn't play with it. He wouldn't whip it. You understand? He'll just let it sit there and let it harden up in the thing. And we call them buttons. It'll be about that big. What he showed me elevated me to a whole nother status. The status that I had been with my guy, we had been to the cocaine Olympics, the cocaine triathlons, the cocaine Super Bowl, the cocaine World Series. It didn't mean nothing. Because when you got the product and you don't know what you're doing with it, it don't mean nothing. You understand? He showed me this way of hustling where he would take the clock. Back home in Mississippi, they call them, scales or whatever, the digit or whatever, down here in Florida, we call it the clock in my region. And he would put whatever you spend on the clock. He wouldn't sell you nothing under $50. So he took me to the first all white crack house that I ever been in. When I walked in these people elegant place, I was in shock what I saw. At the table, they was over there stuffing stems. Over there in the room, there was a butt naked girl in there watching porn. Over there, it was 4 or 5 guys sitting over there passing the thing around. And when you walked inside, you walked into a few $1,000s. And it went by the clock. So I'm gonna give you a better description of what I'm talking about. If you got 28, if you clock it, that's 2,800. If you got 56, that's 5,600. And it keep going up, 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 up like that. When I saw that, I felt like a Neanderthal. I felt like a caveman because where I come from and how we was doing it, we was always taught to eyeball it, break a piece, or is this, or either hit it with a blade or whatever. This took my thinking to a whole nother level. Let me speed up. Excuse me. He showed me this for a few months, He would let me get the 50s and he would get all the hundreds. I was averaging about $700 to $800 a day just on the 50s. And I would love to go get the 50s because I'm used to selling fives and tens or whatever. So I built up real fast. By me knowing where to go get it at, he would give me his money and I would go get it. He showed me enough to where he left and went to Louisiana. He said, hey man, look, you my boy. I'm gonna leave you with this phone and I'm gonna be gone for the week. When he left, I had 2 zips. When he came back, I had 18. I didn't sleep because I knew he was coming back to get the phone. And how he had things set up was perfect because I redirected the things that I used to do, going to the gas station in the hood, going to the club, going to hang out where everybody hang out at. He didn't do that. Nobody ever saw him. He waited to the nighttime to hustle. He never came out in the daytime. All he did was sleep. It was perfect. He ain't never go to the hood gas stations. He stayed on the outskirts. The trouble never came. The money always kept coming. When he came back and I showed him what I had, it shocked him. He was like, bro, come on, man. Somebody gave you this. I said, nah, bro, I got this. That was our divide. That was our divide. The look on his face, he couldn't believe that in a week. When he left, I had 2. When he came back, I had 18. He couldn't believe it. Now, all of that he showed me on that side of what he was getting it at, he didn't want me around anymore. So we split just like that. But it was a gift and it was a curse. The curse was I couldn't get it as fast as he was getting it, but the gift was I started telling people that I've been dealing with for years, breaking it. I told them, look, I'm going by the clock. If you spend $10, that's a 0.1. If you spend $20, it's a 0.2, but it had to be straight glass. It had to be gator. You understand? It had to be iron. So I retrained everybody else's thought process to come to get that, and the money skyrocketed through the roof. So if I could have went back to when my guy was getting the brick loads and all that, I would have did it the same way and could have been making tons of money. Tons of money. So I was so stuck into that. And it just never got old. It just kept pumping and 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 pumping until I seen my guy some years later and he was in bad shape. He had been in a coma. He had got a trade in his throat or whatever. I went to the hospital because I bumped into his sister at the grocery store. And when I went to go see him, he had lost about maybe like 200 pounds. So I was trying to get him to eat better or whatever. And I went down to my truck one day and I seen a note on my car. And the note on the windshield wiper blade said that he just passed away. And the crazy part about that, his sister that put the note on my car a year after he passed, she passed.